Hello and welcome to video tutorial of how to install a domain controller on Windows Server 2003. To install a domain controller, we need to install Active Directory services. To install Active Directory services, computer must be in workgroup environment. To check if the computer is in workgroup, right click on My Computer, click on Properties. Then click on Computer Name tab. Here you can check if the computer is in workgroup environment or not. The next requirement is any of the drive must be in NTFS file system. Here drive C is an NTFS file system with 38.1 GB of free space. The required space is 250 MB. The next requirement is computer must have a static IP address. To assign a static IP address, right click on My Network Places, click on Properties. Then right click on Local Area Connection and click on Properties. In Local Area Connection Properties, select Internet Protocol TCP IP and then click on Properties. And then select Use the following IP address and then enter the IP address. Here we will be using a Class C private IP address. In preferred DNS server, enter the same IP address as we will be installing DNS on this server. After entering the IP address, click on OK. Then click on Close. Now let's start the installation of Active Directory. To start the installation of Active Directory, click on Start, then go to All Programs, then go to Administrative Tools and click on Manage US Server. In Manage US Server window, click on Add or Remove a Role. In Configure your server wizard, click on Next. Configure your server wizard will detect your local area connection settings. In Configuration options, select Custom Configuration and click on Next. In Server Role, select Domain Controller Active Directory and click on Next. In Summary of Selections, click on Next. This starts the Welcome to the Active Directory installation wizard. The other method for installing Active Directory services is by using the command dcpromo from run prompt. To run the Active Directory installation wizard from run prompt, click on Start, click on Run, and then in run prompt type DC promo and then click on OK. This opens the Welcome to the Active Directory installation wizard. Click on Next to continue. In Operating System Compatibility screen, click on Next. In domain controller type, select domain controller for a new domain, as this will be our first domain. In create new domain, select domain in a new forest, as we will be creating a new domain in a new forest. Click on next. In domain name, type the domain name, for example microsoft.com, google.com, etc. Here we will be using mydomain.local. If you want to use .com, .org or any other public domain, you need to register with ISPs. After entering the name, click on next. In NetBIOS domain name, accept the default name and click on next. In database and log folders screen, accept the default path and click on next. In shared system volume screen, accept the default path and click on next. In DNS registration diagnostics screen, select install and configure the DNS server on this computer and set this computer to use this DNS server as its preferred DNS server, and then click on next. In permissions screen, select permissions compatible only with Windows 2000 or Windows Server 2003 operating system if your organization have only Windows 2000 or Windows Server 2003 operating systems, and then click on next. In Directory Services Restore Mode Administrator password, enter the password for the Directory Services Restore Mode Administrator, and then click on next. In Summaries page, click on next. Active Directory Installation Wizard will start installing the Active Directory services. At the time of DNS installation, it will ask for Windows Server 2003 CD. Insert the Windows Server 2003 CD and click on OK, or you can also select the alternate location by clicking on Browse and selecting the file. The setup will now copy the files. If you want to skip the DNS installation and want to install the DNS later, you can do so by clicking on Skip DNS Installation button. In completing the Active Directory Installation Wizard screen, click on Finish. It will show a dialog box saying Windows must be restarted before the changes made by the Active Directory installation wizard take effect. Click on Restart now. After system restart, press Ctrl Alt Delete to login, and then click on Options, and from Logon to drop down list, select the domain name, enter the password for the administrator, and then click on OK. After installing Active Directory services, you will be seeing 5 new menus in Administrative Tools. The 5 new menus are Active Directory Domains and Trusts, Active Directory Sites and Services, Active Directory Users and Computers, DNS, Domain Controller Security Policy, Domain Security Policy. Total 6 menus including DNS. You can manage roles from Manage Your Server window, or else you can also manage from Administrative Tools.